What's up? My name's Davis. I'm one of Pastor Davis' interns here at Connections Church, and I come from Texas, where I go to Baylor University. So I don't really remember my life before Jesus. I grew up with Christian parents. I grew up in church, so I always knew who the Lord was, and I believed He was real. I had a very basic, fundamental knowledge that He loved me, and that He was the good guy and I'm the bad guy, and that He died for my sins, and I knew that, and I appreciated that, but I just didn't really understand the application aspect of that to me and my life. So I started playing soccer when I was super little, and I was very good at it. I cared about it a lot. I definitely idolized it above kind of everything else in my life, and I put my identity in soccer and being good at it. If I wanted to be on a good team, I got on a good team. If I wanted to be the captain or play this position, it happened, and it all kind of worked out. So I knew who God was, I knew He was real, but I didn't really have anything to ask Him because home life was good, soccer life was good. There's nothing really else that I feel like I could possibly ask for. So going forward, I'm playing soccer overseas, living my dream, and then I have had 8 severe concussions, and that caught up with me. And then I got to get brought home. I went to the hospital, and they told me diagnosis after diagnosis. Every time we felt like we came to a conclusion, they just found something else wrong, and something else wrong, and just kept continuing and going on and on. And I was hopeless. I was just really caught in despair, and when they were telling me, well, your life expectancy might be this, it might be lower, I was kind of like, that's fine. Like, I'm in pain and I'm suffering every single day. Like, I don't really see a point in me sitting around suffering where I can't even do one push-up or just go on a light jog. So I didn't really see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I was hopeless. So I kind of got stuck in the loop of just waking up every morning and being like, why? Why am I still here? I'm hurting, I'm suffering, I can't do the things that I used to, and I was just in pain. And I was like, I don't understand the point of just allowing me to be here if I'm just going to continue to suffer over and over. And then I just really was praying to God to just try to understand and get any kind of clarity that I didn't feel like I had. And I was just reminded that God allowed Jesus to suffer. Jesus literally did not sin. He walked this earth and faced every temptation that I have and ever will have, and He didn't slip up. He did not sin, and He still suffered. And He was crucified on a cross and faced a death heavier and worse than I could ever even imagine. So when I think about that and how on paper and to the world, that seems like that was it. It seemed like the curtain was closed at that moment for Jesus, but that was the world's perspective, that was not God's. So thinking about how Jesus rose 3 days later because He promised that He would, how could I not trust His promise that He's going to give me life? If He can promise that He'll conquer death in 3 days after being brutally crucified in front of all these people, then why would I not trust that He can give me life too? So clearly I'm out of the hospital and the Lord chose to heal, and that's such a blessing. And even though I still have some long-term effects, because God healed my soul and because I trust His promises, I know that through Him and depending on Him, I'm going to make it and I'm going to get by and I'm going to get through, because I know that dependency on Him is ultimately the way to the truth in life, and just trusting His promises that He's given us. And that's how I know that if I were to die today, I'm 100% sure that I would go to heaven, because the Lord promises it. And if I've trusted His promises before, how could I not trust Him again?